Welcome to my office. Welcome to our weekly wow. Another word of the week. Short week this week with the Monday holiday. Our word this week is the word mission, or perhaps you hear it more often in the plural, missions. I want to think with you about the Great Commission. It's a Bible study, but practical application. The Barna Group periodically shares what they call a Barna highlight, designed to give us little pieces of information that can help us be more informed leaders, more informed Christians. A recent highlight shared information from a research project was done in conjunction with a mission group that works in India, and it asked about the Great Commission and the attitude of church leaders and Christians toward the Great Commission. The results were interesting. 85% of ministers, Barna used the word pastors, we're thinking about ministers or preachers. 85% believe mission is a mandate for every Christian. But among practicing Christians, the number dropped to less than half of the number for ministers. 42% of practicing involved Christians affirm mission is a mandate for every Christian. And among church members at large, Christians at large, all Christians, 25% believe every Christian must be involved in missions. Wow, I believe we have a problem. I want to talk to you about that problem. I want to think about this word mission, which at its heart means sending. The fact that God is sending his people, his church, into the world. That's mission. The idea that God sent his son gives Jesus a mission. When I think about the research results that Barna reported, I'm not really surprised. I remember a conversation with a Bible professor at one of our Christian universities. He affirmed that the Great Commission was given only to the 11. I think perhaps he would have even excluded Matthias, and that it should not be understood as a command for all of the Christians in the first century, and certainly not for every Christian today. I've been involved with church leaders for nearly 60 years, working with them, serving as a consultant. And I've noticed through the years that in many churches, very few leaders are involved in the mission of seeking and saving the lost personally, either internationally or on the local scene. Seems to me that that gives us three problems. Three things I see as I look about us. I see the development of mission work among us. Number one, we have a world mission problem. The problem is that while ministers, evangelists, preachers see the Great Commission, mission, and evangelism as a mandate for all disciples, that belief is not shared by a majority of Christians, only a minority, 42% of the most active involved Christians believe that mission is the responsibility of every Christian. It's interesting that 42% is about halfway between 1/3 and 1/2 if you want to try to understand what we're saying. And as you think about all Christians, the members in the pew generally, 25% see mission as a personal mandate. Think about the impact that has on world mission work. Welcome to mission work that depends on sending professionals. Welcome to mission work where often the primary purpose and even more often the results are not seen in disciples made and souls saved. Welcome to mission work focused on meeting physical needs. A second problem, we have a local mission outreach problem. Given that the mission field begins at the front door of the church and also at our own houses, the statistics say something important for us in the context of ministry in the local church, local community. Welcome to churches where evangelism depends on selected ministers. Welcome to churches where the defined role of some ministers, some staff members do not even include outreach. Welcome to churches where leaders are minimally involved in local mission outreach. And then thirdly, we have a problem in the mission because the U.S. results that are reported by Barna in U.S. churches are being slowly but surely passed on to churches in the mission field. so that increasingly outreach, evangelism is seen as the work of the missionary, the minister, the preacher, but not of every Christian. I close with a reminder from Acts chapter 8. I told you we would have a Bible study. At least we will mention it briefly. In the first verses of Acts 8, the church in Jerusalem is scattered. Only the apostles remain in Jerusalem. The text says that when the early church was scattered, that those who were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word. May we return to that New Testament model. If you'd like to explore this further, this thought is also found on the front page of my website for June. That's bobyoungresources.com. It's also a link to an expanded article. If you'd like to explore these ideas further. I appreciate your interest. Always enjoy being with you. Hope the things we share are helpful, encouraging, challenging, and sometimes fun. As we've shared together today, perhaps not so much fun, but God loves us and wants us to recognize that we are sent to those about us. God loves you. I love you. That's the way it's going to be. May we go forth because we're sent and be a blessing in the lives of others, fulfilling our mission as we tell others the good news of Jesus Christ. God bless.